Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. I am just going to get this one round here lined up, and then we're going to carry on across the bottom of this field. We're going to go all the way round, and when we have planted our grass, I'm going all the way round and then along the bottom once more, so that we have 2 full rounds right round the outside, and thinking possibly another strip or 2 up and down that far end as well. That way we've got the entire field covered, everything that we need to have done in the fields. There is a bit of a dip there where we were digging around before. I didn't actually get round to hunting for the stump up the top end. I haven't had time to get to that one yet. With the new PC and everything, there has been a number of different teething issues that I've had to be dealing with, and so yeah, I'm kind of like pressed for time at the moment, so I've not had time to get that bit done. I will work on it as soon as I can. We will see if we can find where these stumps are. I'll see if I can get the whole dev control thing started. If I can do that, then we should be alright. I should be able to like find it, because I can there's a wire mesh thing that you can set going, and well, not set going, you can enable mesh, or so wire mesh or something like that, and then it shows all of the objects, but also will show the objects under the map as well as the stuff above the map. And you're spinning an awful lot right here. Right, you are actually genuinely struggling to get up this hill. There's proper wheel slip and everything, which is quite remarkable. Like, you don't actually expect it to be spinning and slipping quite that much. I mean, it's as far as actually planting is concerned, this is not really very good, because it makes a mess of the soil, and then it's a bit more difficult to get the even rows in there when you get the drill coming over it. So you really, really don't want that if you can help it, which is why you wouldn't want to be drilling up the hill. You drill down the hill. If you're going to do it, you would travel up the hill however you need to get up the hill, and then you would just drill downwards rather than upwards, and thus eliminate a lot of that happening, and that would generally be a better thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way up to the top up here, then I'm going to bout face, and I'm going to drive back down again, so that I've got an extra pass on this end of the field, and then I think I won't try and drill back up the hill just because of how difficult it is for it. It's like it's genuinely struggling with this. And then we've got another extra pass that we will do down that end. So if I just bring it to here, like that, and we'll take it out, whiz round, like that. There we go, and dump you down there, and away we go again. So we can pull it down the hill without any problem. We shouldn't have any wheel spin, nothing slipping, nothing sliding around where it shouldn't be, and it can just carry on and have a wonderful time, and everything is going to be perfect. Look at this. Look at this. It is absolutely perfect. Just what we wanted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little straight line across there, just to straighten that bit up, so that, although I don't actually need to do that, it's probably going to end up causing me more problems than it's going to solve doing that. But, well, it's done now. I've committed. I've already done it. Then we can race down here. And then, like I said, I'm just going to lift it out of the ground, and I'm going to drive straight back up the hill, so that I'm not actually drilling. Get to that point. Now we turn round, and we drive back up the hill like this, and then we will start drilling from along the top. Do another pass along right over to the bottom, and then I'll get back up to the top again, and I will start the hired help working. Once the hired help is going on the field here, then we can go over, we can wrap the grass bales that we've got with the silage bales, we can gather up the straw, we can sell all of that lot. Everything will be absolutely wonderful, and we will have no problems whatsoever. Money will fall from the sky, manna from the heavens, and everything will be perfect for us. We will never have another problem ever again. And yeah, you know, it's going to work absolutely wonderful. Then, of course, we wake up, having fallen asleep at the wheel and realized that, you know, it was nothing but a pleasant dream. And the reality is a bit more shocking, because we fell asleep at the wheel and we've driven the tractor into the hedge. We've caused thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage, and generally things are really not as they should be. I've noticed I've got it in kilometers. That is because I need it in kilometers an hour for the time-lapse series now. I will go there like that. And then back out of there, and let's just check the prices. I've got 257. That was coming up before. That was coming up, wasn't it? It had the green arrow on it. 257 is way low. We want that to be above 300. I don't know what the straw is at the moment, but I'm not going to worry too much about the straw. Let's turn this one round here, so I can do yet another pass down across the field here. That should be all pretty good then in here. Yeah, so we've woken up from the nap that we had, realised that the tractor has driven into the hedge, and things have just generally gone horribly wrong. I don't know why I straightened this one up. Like, the whole point of coming up and down here wasn't so much for that bit, was to have a decent buffer zone around the stone, and that's the only bit that I've got there that doesn't have any kind of extra buffer zone, which is not very helpful for us. That's not going to help anything out whatsoever. Oh, why do I do these things? Like, I can't do it. When I'm doing a straight line across a field, I always, does anybody else have this? Do you always feel the need to, like, run straight line? If you've got wavy lines on the field, as soon as you've done the outside round, do you also start trying to straighten it up so that you've got straight runs across the field rather than lots of wavy lines everywhere? Like, I do every time. I really try to do that every time. And it really bugs me when I can't do it. Like, here I am going to try and follow the contours a bit, just because then I've got a little bit more room for the hired help to come round. But I don't necessarily like it. I would like to actually get it all lined up so that it's running in straight lines, and then it would all be perfect, and there would never be any problems with anything in life ever again. I can't do that. That option is not available to me. I need to have it so the hired help can do some. I've got to be able to trust the hired help to do at least some work on this map, right? Or anywhere, really. We've got to be able to trust the hired help. And I am left fairly frequently thinking that the hired help is quite incompetent and is not able to cope with the things that I cast in front of it. This may not be entirely my fault. This may be down to the record of performance that we get from the hired help. Like, let's be honest, their record is not the greatest. Yeah? The hired help, they're really... They do leave a lot to be desired when it comes to doing the work that they're supposed to do, don't they? I'm not alone in this, am I? Right? I'm not alone in thinking that the hired help is generally pretty useless, and if they were actually working on any farm anywhere in the world, they wouldn't necessarily keep their job for very long. I'm going to bring that one to there, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse back here, and I'm going to do that again, because this way, when I come back through here, I can set the hired help going on the short bit up over there. And I can just do a run straight through here, like this, and keep that in a straight line all the way across. And then the hired help will, in theory, run all the way across there and deal the whole lot all at once. Everything, again, will be absolutely wonderful. There will be no problems. We will make a fortune from farming. And, yeah, that's the general idea, isn't it? A lot of people think that you can make a fortune from farming. The best way to make a small fortune from farming... I don't know if you're all aware of this, but there is a secret. There is actually a secret that is not spoken of widely among farmers, because I don't want everybody knowing, but it is actually a known method of making a small fortune from farming. The absolute best way to make a small fortune from farming. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? start with a large fortune. There you go. You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. If you want to make a small fortune in farming, you start with a large fortune, and you're guaranteed to make a small fortune out of it. There you go. I bet you didn't realise that. So it's secrets of the trade being released here. You know, having worked in agriculture, I know some of the secrets of the trade, and I am letting a few of them through to you. I can't spill all of the beans. I can't spill all the secrets, but I will let that one slide through to you, and you can make the most of it. Now, I'm hoping that what his tractor is going to do, he's going to just tidy up that little bit there, because he forgot to do that. What I'm hoping now is he's going to go all the way down to the other end before he turns round, and then he's going to turn round, and he is going to carry on doing everything that we want him to do. And if he carries on doing everything that we want him to, look, see, he's actually doing a really good job of this. Right? He's properly measuring, he's properly estimating the distances that have got to be covered, and he's come up to there, and he's realised that there is a fence in the way, so he's not a complete total moron, and he is actually going to do some things that we want him to do, like not drive down and plant the tractor in the river, which would not be the most helpful thing, but it doesn't look like he's going to try and do that. I'm genuinely impressed. He hasn't tried to drive it into the river. So far, so good. We have got the grass being planted. He's just running along this little bit here. I want to just see him do one more turn at the other end. We make sure then that he is properly doing full runs right the way across the field. This is looking pretty promising, actually. This is genuinely looking promising. I'm curious what this is going to be like when we have the mower and baler. I'm even thinking, I'm seriously considering not doing any passes around the edge of the field at all with the mower and baler. Simply just leave it all. Well, there's two options as I see it. And there, see the way that he just backed all the way up there? I'm sure under where he is now, somewhere under there, I'm sure there is a stump under there that we need to try and dig out. Because he's gone all the way up here. Is he going to reverse all the way back? Well, he has actually backed up to there, but he shouldn't be turning like that, I don't think. Anyway, that is going. It is doing everything that I want it to do, so I'm going to leave that one to carry on working. And I'm going to jump down here, and I'm going to grab the pressure washer. And I'm going to pressure wash off the combine, clean this one up. Then we'll go over and we will wrap up the bales of silage that we've got lying around. I'm thinking when we do come to do the mowing, maybe I should put the two mowers onto the tractor, drive round the field once or twice, then go round again with the rake and rake it all up, and then go round with the baler, bale it up, remove all of that. Then that bit will be done. I mean, yeah, it'll take a minute or two just to go and do that bit, but we'll then have an outline around the edge of the field, and there'll be less wastage from stuff being left over, and we're not going to have to go around and like grab a load of little patches and stuff that left behind. I think that might be beneficial to us in the long run. That might end up being a decent thing to go and do. There. Those are now clean, and I can jump over to this one. Let's start up our electric tractor. I've got one bale down there. Now, I'm going to swing round, and I'm going to grab this bale, and then while I'm doing this bale, we can head further up the hill. Yeah, go like that. We can head further up the hill like this, so that we can go and hopefully grab another one of those bales up over there. I'm going to get this one next, actually. This is going to be the next one that we do. I'll bring you around over there. And yes, I know I should be stopping when I go to pick the bale up. Quite frankly, I can't be bothered, to be honest. I just can't be bothered. I want to do this as quickly as possible, so I am breaking away from realism with the whole not pausing to do it. We've got to keep in mind that also we are going to be doing a lot of bale wrapping soon. we're going to be doing a lot of it because we've got all of this big field to do up here. So we're going to want to be kind of getting through them as quickly as possible. We're not going to worry about sort of messing around with doing things steady and carefully and slowly or anything like that. We just want to race through it as quickly as we can and have done with. Because there's going to be a huge, like, this is just the bales from this section over here. All of that massive, great big field over there, it's going to take a long time to get all of that done, isn't it? That is going to take a really long time to actually get that finished. I will stop you right here and let this bale let this bale wrap up like that. There. And then I will go on a little bit further. You can hear the wrapper is now moving. And this is because of my own edit. Right, the sound, it seems to, because I sped up the physical wrapping procedure, what it hasn't done is, well, see, I thought that it was that it just didn't wrap up, it didn't, like, speed up the sound on it. But I think what has actually happened is that the sound is supposed to run for a set amount of time, then it's supposed to reach a trigger, and it doesn't, like, get that trigger because I've sped it all up. And so the sound just keeps running, and I've noticed that now that once I start it going, then that sound, can you hear it? I don't know how well you can hear that. I can hear it quite well. That sound will now just keep running forever. It won't stop. And it's very curious, that. It is a very curious thing. Are you going to... what are you going to do now next to the stone? Right, eventually it's going to be too close to the stone, and it will leave a bigger gap. He's doing all right at the moment. He's able to turn around there all right at the moment. There's got to be a tree stump in there somewhere, isn't there? There really has. There has got to be a tree stump in that little bit over there, which means that we need to find it before we have the grass all fully grown. Now, if I can get the stump grinder on and I can actually use the stump grinder to remove the stump that is underneath, then that would be brilliant. It might mean that I need to physically alter the stump grinder once more, just to maybe alter the model of it, or however it works. I'm not quite sure. I want it to reach further down underneath the ground so that it properly removes the whatever is there under the ground. Like, it will actually find the stump and remove it. I'd like it to do that, but I'm not 100% sure how to do it. Now, I have been told before what numbers to alter, and naturally, I paid close attention, and I made a mental note of those numbers, which ones that I was supposed to change, and what they were called and everything, and then I promptly forgot what they were completely as soon as I went anywhere near actually needing to use them, and also forgot what video they were written down on, so now I've got no clue. So, yeah, it's going to be back to just kind of guessing and randomly altering numbers and testing it until something seems to work. So that's what I did with the stump grinder. I just randomly altered numbers until it worked, and I've no idea if it's actually the right numbers or not. I think the setting I've got it on now does actually delete entire trees all at once, which you don't really want. You don't kind of want the thing to be deleting entire trees or grinding up stumps and making those not stumps, grinding up logs lying on the ground and making them disappear. That's not really beneficial to anybody. That's not going to help, is it? Now, we'll bring you over here, and I will drop that one down. Then I will get that one over in front of me, and we will do that one. We've got 3 behind us to get, and then there is 1 further up across the field, and that is all of the bales done. Not quite sure how many that is, actually. I can see 9 here, 10, 11, there's 9 up in that field. 11, and then 3 over here makes 14 bales. How am I going to get these? I know how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to nudge that one up there like that. Okay, that was weird. I don't quite know why it's done that. This tractor has got something stuck out the front of it that is like catching on the bale, which is not hugely helpful. I mean, I get it's not the end of the world, but it's not a massively helpful thing. Yeah, well, let's say 14 bales, and then there's another one further up the field. So we've got 15 down here, plus whatever's up over the brow of the hill that I can't currently see. So there's one. And if I bring you back round like that a little bit, and then straighten you up just a little smidgen like that. The other one, yeah, it is further up across the field. I'm not imagining it. I thought, is there... I'm pretty sure there's one more up there, but now that I think about it, I can't be 100% certain that there is actually another one up across the field. That's not very helpful, is it? It's not very useful. Now, I'm kind of thinking I'm not going to worry too much about the cost of the straw, about the value of the straw. I mean, straw's down at the moment, and so is silage. So if we gather the whole lot up together, then we could just, like, store them back, and then... Oops. Didn't want to do that. I want to do that. Store them back, and then when the silage is ready to sell, we just sell the whole lot anyway. Because the straw bales... If we have a trailer load of bales, there's 24 bales. It's the equivalent of 48 bales. So 4,000 litres apiece times 48. We're looking at, well, 1,000 would be, well, times 4. 48 times 4. 196. So 196 times whatever the price is. If we said 200 times the price, and it's 200, well, the times the price, did that wrong again, times the price difference, not the price, times the price difference. So the price difference between them, you're looking at maybe 16 times 200, I said, was the initial number. 16 times 200, 3 grand. Right, we're looking at about $3,000 difference between a low point and a high point when we come to selling straw. That's not very much. Like, honestly, that is not enough to actually concern ourselves with. We may as well just sell the straw. But what I will do is I'll gather up the bales of silage, and we will put those separate, but we're not going to worry about trying to just separate out just a couple of bales of straw to just for the sake of that amount of money. Right? It's just not going to be worth it. And we can keep all of the bales back at the moment. We can definitely keep all of the bales back at the moment. But that one can go there, and then this tractor can come over here. I'll put it back in the shed. I'm not going to worry about repairing or refueling or washing it off or anything like that. I'm just going to put it straight back into the shed and have done with it. We don't need to worry about it. So that one is finished. Don't need to do any more with you. Not for a minute, anyway. We will come back and we will use this tractor again. So we'll stop you there. And then we want to go over to this one, and we want to put this one away. And then we will go up, and I mean, look at, wow, okay, let's go up there and have a look at this one right now and see how we're doing. So we've done fine down across here. I've got no gaps anywhere in anything that has been planted. We will follow it across to the other end of the field, and we will see what he's doing over there. As soon as this field is done, I need to get it down on there, and we need to start the oats being planted down on that field as well. And it's not until we've planted both fields that we can do anything at all with the timescale. Like we can't speed the timescale up until then. That's not going to be a problem. In here, I want to see with fertilizer. So we've got growth on there. It's not something that I'm concerned about. Lime, I'm not going to worry about lime on here either. Right there is our fertilizer pattern. Wow, okay. That's a little bit strange. But, yeah, that's fine. We can work with that. So we've got fertilizer that we want to put across the entire field. I will do fertilizer as soon as this is done. We will also get fertilizer going. Fortunately, it's actually gone right up to the edge there. So it's gone up to the stone, and it did all right with that bit, which makes me think that, yes, it's definitely got to be a stump, maybe even 2 stumps, in under the ground over there that is causing that issue with it, like leaving a big patch of grass. It left all of that. It's got to be something. It can't be the stone, because it's come a lot closer to the stone than it has to that patch of grass over there. Although the other side of the stone, yeah, that was a bit different. But anyway, that's fine. And this is working well going down this side. We will keep an eye on it, because this is going to be like the big indication of whether or not we've got everything where it needs to be. But now, let's go and put this away. We'll fold you up. We'll fold you up. There we go. Right, now you will fold up. And we'll bring you over here. We need to hose this one off. I could actually go and put that combine away, and then it's going to be out the way. It's not going to be causing us issues. So leave you there for a second, and I will skip up into the combine. We will take you back round. I'm not going to worry about fuel. Fuel is absolutely fine, but I will just bring it back round over here so that I can make sure it's fully repaired. Last thing I want is damaged combine. You over there like that, and then run round. And how are you doing? So we've got repair on there for $200, and repair that one for $83. That is great. It wasn't damaged enough to have caused us any problems when we were combining. There was no issues with that. So all we got to do is just pack it away. I believe if the condition of the header drops below a set point, well, I think if the condition of the header drops below a set point, then the speed across the field slows down. But it might be that that's the same with the combine as well. It affects the speed going across the field. But I have been told that it also affects the yield that you get from it as well. So the yield will actually decrease if you've... Let's drop that down there. I suppose I should put that the other way round so I'm less likely to drive into the header. Like, if you wallop something into the back of that combine, it's not going to do a great deal. I mean, the chopper unit might take a bit of damage. You have to do some repair work, but it's not going to be a major problem. If you wallop something into here, it's much more of an issue. It's more expensive to fix. So I am just leaving it for now, but in theory, you kind of want to watch that. You don't want to leave a combine so that the header is the bit that is likely to take damage when it's being stored. You over there like that, and we go. We take you, and we fire you up. I'll clean this one off, and this one's going to need repairing. I don't think I repaired this one last time, although... No, the paintwork, this is down to the poor repair on it. Paintwork, there is a thing with seasons where, yes, the machine gets worn out, and then you restore it, but there's also a thing where the paint gets worn off, and you have to repaint the vehicles. Unfortunately, though, repainting the vehicles costs an absolute fortune, right? It genuinely costs a fortune to repaint your vehicles. So I've not done it yet. I've not done it with any of them. I don't think I have. I don't think there is a single vehicle that I have repainted, because it really is. It's genuinely really, really hideously expensive. And you sort of look at it and you think, I don't want to spend $25,000 repairing my tractor when I am literally the only person that is ever going to look at it, and it's not going to make any difference to anything I ever do. So I repair you for $20, and yeah, see, that one's the repair. It's only $90 to repair it. And that's better. Look at that. There, see, it's restored the paintwork and everything. But Seasons doesn't do that. Seasons doesn't restore paintwork. You've actually got to physically repaint it, and that is that's the expensive bit. Now I'm going to bring you round. So somehow I've got to get this one in the shed, and the baler, and the seed drill. This one is probably the most difficult one to put away because of the way the steering works, like that. So yeah, these are really, really difficult to steer. Like trailers that have got this, they've got it a little bit, but it disables when you're reversing. The wheels lock straight when you're reversing, which is such a godsend. It is absolutely wonderful the way that they just lock in place when you reverse. But this does not do it. And it's the same with the four-wheel trailers for the... Look, see how much he's swinging over to the side. It's the same with the four-wheel trailers for the headers. The four-wheel trailers for the headers, they also don't disable that bit where it swings from side to side while you're reversing, which makes reversing those trailers probably the single most difficult thing to reverse in this game. Not the most difficult thing overall. The most difficult thing overall is like 6 of these trailers all strung together in a line. But generally speaking, if you're just going for individual things, it would be a trailer with a turntable that has got turn assist on the back, and the turn assist doesn't switch off when you're reversing. That has got to be the single most difficult combination of anything to actually be able to use. And I do greatly admire anybody that is able to properly master that particular combination. Now, we've got pallets selected at the moment. We want large squares, I should think. Pallets, yeah, it is large squares I want on that one. So we will take it to you, and then we will load up. Now, I'm going to try to avoid picking up the straw bales if I can. I'm actually going to pick up that one bale there, but then I'm going to go up to the very top of the field and gather all the bales up here. There is one straw bale up here that I will gather up. I'm not going to leave that one behind. I get it off of this field and it's out the way. The rest of the bales, I'm hoping I will just get silage bales and nothing else. That will make our lives a lot easier. And I have just about run out of time for today's episode. We've done a really good job with the planting of the grass over there. He's motoring on with that. So we'll be able to leave that one carrying on while we gather up the rest of the bales. We can clear this field, take all of these back to the yard, and we're just going to stack them in the yard for now. And we'll do the same with the straw. And then we'll sell everything all at once. Whenever the silage reaches the right price, we will sell all of it. We can clear the straw and the silage, get the whole lot done, and then it's out of the way. We don't have to worry about it then. It's out of our hair. I'm not going to be able to fit all of these bales onto one trailer with the silage bales. Alright, that's not going to happen, is it? We've got just a couple too many. We had slightly less this time as well. It's 1 or 2 bales less than we would normally. And actually, no, we are going to fit them on. As long as I don't accidentally pick up any extra bales. I can afford to pick up 1 extra bale, and we can still fit the silage bales on. Just. So I can afford 1 of those there, but not both of these. Pick that in there. That's going to wiggle around there like that. And I've got space for 1 more bale. So I need to swing right out round like that. And then I've got a load of silage, fully loaded, fully laden. There we go. And I will bring you back down here. And at the beginning of our next episode, we're going to run that one back over that way. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to see what happens with this one. If I'm going to move it down here so that we're a little bit more level, like that. And then we'll unload onto the trailer, like that, and we'll put the straps on and turn it off. And that's where I'm going to leave it. And then when we start our next episode, we will be able to see what effect starting and stopping has with the bales being left. I mean, it's not much of a slope, but it is a little bit of a slope, so it might affect it. You never know. But that is all I got time for. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.